What's up, everybody? Welcome into week 18 of our NFL Pick'em show. We're back at it, last regular week of the regular season, and we're going to talk about it, break it all down here with our Pick'em show. Uh, should be a good one. Last regular week of the season. Let's take a look to see how we did last week. Finished 8-8. Um, in week 17, there were some games that caught us off guard, including the Miami Tampa Bay one. And Pittsburgh Cleveland. I thought Pittsburgh should have got a win there, but they continued their trend of playing down to their competition, and that's what they did this week. So, or last week, I should say, at least. So here's our week 17. Let's get into week 18. Get things rocking and rolling here. Let's talk about Tampa Bay and Carolina. So this one has a lot of playoff implication for a division winner coming out of this one tomorrow afternoon, 4:25, I believe, Eastern time. You got an ESPN doubleheader featuring these two teams in San Francisco and Seattle. Give me the Carolina Panthers to get a set 21-17 win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Um, should be a great game. Looking forward to this one the most. Even if opposite were to flip flop, Carolina was there's some tiebreaker stuff that goes into this one. If Carolina wins a game, they get the division no matter what. They win out. If Tampa Bay wins, then we have to wait for the results of New Orleans and Atlanta. If New Orleans wins that game, then Tampa Bay wins the division. From my understanding, now I could be wrong. I could have this completely backwards and flip flopped. But if Atlanta wins the division, you get a three-way tie in the AFC South, and due to tiebreakers, the Carolina Panthers would win that division. So either way, if Carolina wins out, they're the division champs, AFC South champs or NFC South champs, and they get into the playoffs. To probably take on the LA Rams at this point in time, unless things fall through. Who knows what's going to happen this weekend? But give me the Carolina Panthers 21-17. Go ahead and just get it to them. Give that division to the Carolina Panthers. Now, next up, the other big game of the week, and I have the little upset. I wouldn't say it's an upset, but the way San Francisco's playing, they've won 7-8 in a row, something like that now. I like Seattle though. I like Sam Darnold. I like what the Seahawks do, and they picked up two big wins over Los Angeles and Carolina the last 2 weeks. I think they're a more consistent team right now than the San Francisco 49ers have shown me. So give me the Seattle Seahawks to get a 20-17 win over the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I'm really looking forward to this 49ers all blackout rivalries uniform this weekend or this Saturday as well. So I think that's going to be a really cool look. But give me Seattle to get the win, to get the NFC West division title, along with the number one seed in the NFC as well, to where all roads lead through Seattle. Either way, the road's going to lead through the NFC West. One of these two teams is going to win it. There's no doubt in my mind that either of these two teams can get the one seed in the West or in the NFC. Picking up on some of these other games, all division games this week, which I like. I love divisional games. They're a lot more fun. Talk about Indianapolis and Houston really quick. Give me 24-14 Houston over the Indianapolis Colts. Riley Leonard in this week, coming back from the injury list, so he'll be back. He's starting quarterback this week for the Colts, but I don't think it's going to be enough. That Houston defense is still playing really well. They're playing really good football right now, so give me the Houston Texans 24-14 over the Indianapolis Colts. What could be a little closer. It could be 24-20, but I like 24-14 for the Texans. Now, and this next one could be Kevin Stefanski's final game as a Cleveland Brown head coach. Lots of rumors that he's on the hot seat and could possibly be replaced with a guy like Mike McDaniels, which I think is a ridiculous choice. But I also heard another name today that I got thrown out there. But who knows? Who knows? It could be wrong. Give me the Bengals to get a 28-10 win to finish out the season with a win. Again, they put up points, and I don't see them not doing that again this week against the Cleveland Browns. Looking at our next little chunk of games, you got the LA Rams taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona's going to give LA a little bit of a fit, depending on what Matt Stafford we see We see the Matt Stafford that played against Atlanta this past Monday night. It might be a little bit of an upset win for the Arizona Cardinals at this point in time, but I'm going to give my gut. I'm going to give my you know gut instinct to the team that's been doing it all season. Rams get back on track with things and calm down and settle down behind a big game from Matt Stafford with a 24-18 win over those Arizona Cardinals. Now, oh, goodness gracious. Now I like this other one. I think this game is closer than we think. I think Kansas City's offense has definitely took a little bit of a hit without Patrick Mahomes. Um, both defenses are pretty solid. I think the Raiders have like the 16th ranked defense in the National Football League, even though their record is pretty awful. Um, Give me the Kansas City Chiefs to get a 13-10 win, last minute overtime, last minute. I mean, I could see this one going to overtime too, like 13-10 overtime win for the Kansas City Chiefs. It'll be a close, low scoring game. Not a very exciting one to watch for some people, but yeah, this one could be. I'm giving the Kansas City Chiefs a 13-10 win over. That's not my exciting game of the week, that's for sure. If you're wanting to watch some football, that's not one that I'm definitely watching this week. Looking at our next chunk of games, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Tennessee Titans. I like the Jaguars to continue their role, to give a little scared for that number one seed in the AFC, which is still a possibility. I believe they can get anywhere. They can get seed 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 is what I saw. I could be. I might be. I know one of them's not possible for because of the division and whatnot. But yeah, that's what I saw there. That they could end up at any of those 6 spots in the playoffs by Sunday night. I'd like Jacksonville though to get a 27-20 win. There's a team that started out slow last week against the Colts. I thought the Colts could, we're going to give them a little bit better of a game, and I thought they could have beat them at some point in time. Phillip Rivers looked pretty decent. Jacksonville ended up walking away with it at the end of the day. So I like Jacksonville getting a 27-20 win over the Titans in this one. Last one here on this chunk or on this screen, you have the Giants taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Give me the Giants to get a win at home against the Dallas Cowboys to finish off the season. It's a team that in the Giants that I thought could have given a little bit more of a run. Some injuries obviously occurred with them over the season to get them to the point they were at. Nothing out of it's everything. Is out of their control at this point. At that point of the season, I thought they were a team that could have, been sitting at 8, 9 wins, possibly at a wild card spot with the way they were playing before they lost, some of their guys. So we'll see what happens come next year. They're looking for a new head coach as well, and we'll talk about all that later on Talking the Gridiron as well. So we'll see what happens there. But give me a 20-17 win for the New York Giants. And next up, looking at the next chunk of games here, you got 27-20 New Orleans, probably two of the hottest teams right now. Not necessarily saying they're great teams on paper, but they're playing some of the better football at this point in time with the Saints and the Falcons. I like the Saints to get a 27-20 win over the Atlanta Falcons in this one. Two teams that are playing some of their better football, just a little too late into the season. It happens. My fantasy football team did the same thing. We won 8 straight games to finish out the season. Missed the playoffs at 6-8. But it's just one of those things. Not mad about it. Just a little frustrating, should say. Last chunk of game here in this one, you got a 23-20 win for the Minnesota Vikings to finish their season at a pretty decent record, a better record than a lot of people thought the Minnesota Vikings would have, like 9-8 or something on that order, 8-9, something like that. So give me a 23-20 win for the Minnesota Vikings over the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay's already locked in to the playoffs. They're going to be the 7th seed. Unless some craziness happens. I don't think they're getting any higher than that. Next up, I got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Washington Commanders. I got the Eagles getting a 24-17 win. A very consistent, probably the most consistent team offensively, defensively all season in the Philadelphia Eagles. I like them going into Washington to get a win as well, 24-17. They look really good right now. They look pretty good against Buffalo. Their defense is one of the better defenses in the league this year or in the NFL. So Philadelphia 24, Washington 17. Last one in this little chunk here too. We got the New England Patriots taking on the Miami Dolphins 35-20 New England. I don't think this is a um a game for New England, who can also get the one seed still in the AFC. Nothing saying that they can't do it depending on how that Broncos Chargers game works out. So give me a 35-20 win for the New England Patriots to keep up pace with the AFC and the way it's, turning out this year. I know they've had one of the easier schedules of the season. There's not You can't blame them for it, but they've played some pretty good football over the last few weeks. A big marquee win against the Baltimore Ravens the other week in Baltimore should have shown you enough. Last chunk here, you got the Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions. I like the Bears, Chicago to get a win here, 24-17 in a close game. Don't expect anything too crazy out of this one. Chicago put up a really good game against San Francisco, just fell a little short in the last few minutes of the game uh, and whatnot. So it is what it is there. In my other one, Buffalo 35, New York 20. We'll see. It is, again, it's what it is with that one. Buffalo gets back on track after their kind of heartbreak loss last week to Philly. Now, one big game of the week, you got the Denver Broncos taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. This is a good game. Should be a great game. Mid-afternoon game on Sunday. Give me the Denver Broncos to get a win, 30-20 over the Chargers. Chargers have been playing pretty decent. Not being able to get some of the wins that they've got over the last few weeks, though. So give me the Broncos to get a win, 30-20, behind a Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton type of game. Defensively, they're just going to be too much for the Chargers, and that's shown all throughout the season. The Chargers don't do very well against good defenses. So yeah, give me the Broncos 30, LA 20. And our final game of Week 18 is a Sunday night football game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens. Now, here's my if with the Pittsburgh Steelers is they play up to their competition. They play to their competition, and they'll get a win this week to secure a spot in the AFC playoff, on the AFC side of the playoffs, and the AFC North. So give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to get a 24-20 win over the Baltimore Ravens to secure a spot in Aaron Rodgers' season in Pittsburgh. So we'll see what happens. But I like Pittsburgh getting a win. They get a nice little bounce back over Baltimore. It's a big game, big Sunday night game as well. Looking forward to this one as well. So let us know what you think. I'll give you my lock of the week. I think my lock of the week is give me the Bengals over the Browns. No, I don't feel confident saying that. Give me New England over Miami. My lock of the week, give me New England over Miami. Easily could have said Philadelphia over Washington as well. My one upset of the week. We'll go Giants over. You could go either way. You go two upsets here. If you want to consider it an upset, Giants over the Cowboys or the Saints over the Falcons. Those are my two upsets, upsets of the weeks and my locks of the week. If you missed out on that as well. Here's all our picks for this week. For Week 18, the final week of the regular season in the NFL as well. Let us know your picks as well in the comments below. We'd love for you to play along. Who you think is going to get wins this week as we head into the final week of the regular season? We head just an inch closer to the NFL playoffs, and we'll have that all finalized this weekend after Sunday Night Football. It sucks we have to wait till Sunday to figure it all out, but it's what it is. It's part of the NFL season. So thanks for tuning in with us again. We really do appreciate it here at Variety Sports Network. My name is Brandon. We got a brand new Talking the Gridiron tonight. So I'll be back later on to talk more football as well. Looking forward to it. So we'll see you this evening or later on about 8 o'clock, 8:30 Central Standard Time here on our YouTube channel, Twitch, X, wherever else you're going to see us. We'll be here. Um, see you next time for the NFL wildcard round. We'll be here to talk about all that.